Today we're out here in one of the most affordable RV communities. So there's homes under $750,000 in here with an RV, but that's not it. This has a gated community. It has a fishing pond. I can literally see the Boise River from here. So it's a full amenities community, a master plan community with affordable homes. And at the end, we're gonna go tour that house that I just walked by, which is a 3,000 square foot, 2-story house with an RV garage, which is hard to find for an affordable price that you guys are gonna be surprised by. But first, we're gonna tour this house right here, which is an absolutely beautiful home. Obviously has the RV bay and just really good finishes with this builder. This is a builder that I haven't toured on the channel yet. And for those of you that don't know, this is a channel for those of you who are moving to Boise, Idaho. So not only do I tour these houses, but anytime we're in a community, I'm gonna give you everything you need to know about the area, anything that's vital information for you moving to Boise, anything you need to know, especially about the builders or just homes with RV bays in general in the Boise area. So not only are we gonna go over this community called Cranefield, but we're gonna talk about all of those things. So we're gonna jump into this house, but before we do that, for those of you who are new, I do a thing where I have Duck Norris here. I hide him throughout the video, and if you comment down below the timestamp where he is at in the video, I send you guys a Starbucks gift card. And for this video, I think I'm gonna hide him in 3 different spots to give more of you guys a chance to go and find him. And sometimes it's really hard, sometimes it's pretty easy, so keep an eye out for him. But let's take a step into home number 1. We'll get inside and get out of the wind and take a look at this beautiful home out here in Star, Idaho. Okay, we're gonna take a look at home number 1. And of course, as we go through, you wanna see the house, but I'm also gonna talk about how you can build in here some of the available homes. And this community doesn't just have RV bays. It also has apartment style kind of townhomes. It has smaller single family homes. So you have a wide range of options in here with all of the amenities in an amazing location. And then we're also gonna talk about just RV bay homes in general throughout the valley, because I know it's such a popular thing. A lot of people moving here want those RV bays. So we're gonna talk about a lot of that as we go through the house, because like I said at the beginning, this is not just a channel to show you guys big, beautiful homes and sell you on Boise. I want to give you guys real, honest information and actually have this channel be a valuable source for you if you're thinking of moving to Boise, because sometimes Boise's not right for you. Sometimes it's not doable with what you want in a home or what you want with the area. And so I want you guys to be aware of those things. But anyway, we'll tour this first home. So this is a 2,400 square foot home. It's your classic, you have the 2 bedrooms off the front. We see this in a ton of houses. But with this builder, Williams Homes, I want to show you some of the differences compared to some of the other builders that we've gone through, because this builder doesn't have as many communities in the valley yet. So I want to show you guys, kind of what they provide and what you guys would be looking at with this builder throughout. You obviously have the built-ins in the closet, pretty similar. We have the taller ceilings in here. They're 9 foot, they're not 10 foot. I'm excited to show you guys the living room in this community because it's absolutely gorgeous, and you guys will see that here in a second. But this is what we would put into kind of that mid-tier builder. So these half luxury, they're not your starter home builders like a CBH or a Hayden. This builder is going to be up there with a James Clyde, Alturas, Tresidio Homes, which if you've watched other videos, you guys know those builders. Between these 2 bedrooms, you have your bathroom, full bathroom. So obviously have the stone countertops. You have a separate room in here with a tiled shower. So one of the key things when we're looking at mid-luxury builders is you'll see tiled spare bathrooms. That's one of the things that kind of shows that it's more of a mid-luxury builder. And obviously we're in a model home right now, so we do have kind of some of their higher end finishes in these 2 homes that we're gonna tour. Sometimes model homes don't do that, but in this one in particular, do expect the base price if you build, or even some of their move-in ready homes, to have slightly less finishes. Like as an example, in this bedroom right up on the front, you have this shiplap accent wall. That's not always going to be standard in a lot of their move-ins, but it is available if you build. And so just keep that in mind. But as far as like the trim goes, so you have these nice, 5-inch square trim, you have it on the baseboards. You're going to have that in a lot of their houses. Or in all of their houses, so you still get these nicer finishes. Even things like, the windows are trimmed out nice. You get big windows, 2 just in this spare bedroom up front. Things like that are gonna be here. And then as we kind of head out into the living area, this community, so we are out here in Star. For those of you who don't know, Star is one of the smaller town suburbs in the Boise area. We're about 30 minutes from downtown Boise, depending on traffic. You have pretty much a straight shot from here if you take highway or state highway 55 or State Street. So not too far from Boise, but one of the farther suburbs. Star is going to be the most comparable with Kuna. Kuna is on the opposite side of the valley, but very similar. Those are often two that people are debating between. And then we're also going to go over just the community as a whole. The more we go through these houses, some of the amenities, because this is truly a master plan community. But now we're in living area, and this is kind of what I was talking about at the beginning, is you have these beautiful vaulted ceilings. And for a 2,400 square foot house, just the amount of room that you have in this living area, it's honestly pretty crazy. And then the other side of this is how big this kitchen is right here. As you guys can see, pretty standard width, but it is 12, 15 feet long. You can even see how many stools that you can fit there, but tons of room here to entertain. It's honestly a really big kitchen for a 2,400 square foot house. And as we talk more about the price points in here, I know I mentioned there's RV garages in here available for move-in ready homes under $750,000. And if you hear the beeping, it's the fridge behind you guys. But as you guys see these price points, there's really good priced homes for how high quality this is, especially in a kind of not resort, but high amenity type of community. But great counters, or cabinets, there we go. And then right off the kitchen, you have kind of a nice office area. I love when they do these because it's not oversized for those of you who don't need a huge office space. So it doesn't waste a whole room just to make it an office. You kind of actually have a designated space. And if you don't need an office, you can turn this into kind of a playroom. And then right here, heading back in, obviously you guys, see how big this living area is, but I also want to touch on this fireplace and just some of these finishes again. So again, these kind of higher end finishes, the really nice brick, the beam up top, you have the nice mantle kind of wood finish here, an extra wide fireplace here. This is a really big fireplace for most houses that we see. So some of these things that Williams Homes in Cranefield here kind of does to show you guys these kind of upper levels in these houses. And then from here, you have the 2 bedrooms up front. The master is going to be right here around the corner. But we're gonna go take a look at the garage so that you guys can see how big their RV garage is, because not only do they have RV garages, but one of the homes in here that is $725,000, that's a move-in ready. The RV garage space is extra large, and you have 2,600 square feet of garage space. So they're oversized garages on top of everything else, but wanna show you guys this one in here, and then you obviously can see the mudroom. You also get a half bath here that we don't want to miss, because it's so nice to have these half baths for when you guys have entertainment, people over, especially with the kitchen like that. A lot of people buying homes like this are going to be entertaining, and so to have that half bath right there for guests to use is really important. But we'll head out into the garage, and then as we're heading back in, I'll talk a little bit more about the community. But you guys can see, obviously, RV garage, extra tall. But this is kind of what I'm talking about, where you get a ton of extra space. And this isn't even the biggest. The one I'm talking about has an extended 2-car garage as well. So you get double the garage space. But just wanted to show you guys the RV garages. You get the finished garage as well. So plenty of things in here that this builder provides. And out here in Cranefield, so I mentioned in the introduction that you have a fishing pond, you have the Boise River, there's a pool here. They're just finishing up the pickleball courts right across the street. So there's lots of amenities, and most of these types of homes are in the gated section. So a lot of these homes are gated. You can build homes right on the fishing pond area, so you can have waterfront properties as well. So a lot of amenities, but I think the biggest thing is just the location in Star. So we're in the heart of Star, where Albertsons is right across the street. So it's a 1-minute drive. You could literally walk to Albertsons, one of the grocery stores out here. But you can see the Boise River, and I'll actually show you guys through this window. You can see this walking path right here. Hopefully you guys can see it. If not, we'll have drone footage up. But there's a walking path that starts and goes through this community. that goes all the way through another community that we're attached to and gets you to the Boise River. So you're close to the Boise River, you have the amenities in this community, and you have all the amenities that Star has to offer, and you're connected to them because you're only 5 minutes to the main area of the Boise River, where you have Freedom Park, which has a bunch of lakes for paddle boarding. There's beaches there, there's walking paths. It's a park in general. It gets you access to the green belt for the Boise River as well. So just lots of outdoor amenities. This is one of those kind of master plan communities that would be more for outdoors people. So with the fishing pond, the green belt, you know, you have the foothills and Star, things like that. So really cool amenities out here in Cranefield on top of these beautiful homes. Now heading into the master, again, you get the vaulted ceilings in the master. So one of the reasons I actually really love this floor plan is you get that same open feel. It makes everything feel bigger, and you get a really big master bedroom in here. This is a king size bed for reference, and there's still, you know, 10 feet in front of the bed, room for your TV here. So a lot of room for a master bedroom. And then my favorite part of this house is the master bathroom. You get this awesome shower, you get an oversized tub. This thing is chunky, it's huge, it's really wide, not super deep, but still plenty of room. You obviously have the 2 vanities here, and you can just continue to see some of the finishes, the nice tile work. I personally love these glass showers. I'd be curious to see what you guys think of these, or if you like the Trasidio look more, where it's kind of tucked away. I love these type. You have your bath, your toilet room right there, and then you have a really big closet. And one thing that I love that Williams Homes does is they give you really nice built-in shelving. So like here for your shoe racks, they give you a built-in mirror. Even their built-in shelves are just a little bit thicker. They look a little bit nicer than some of the other builders. So that's gonna be home number 1. And this home, obviously it's a model home, so we don't have an exact price, but the starting price is gonna be right in the $730,000 range, which is actually for Star, a really good starting point with 2,400 square feet. You guys obviously see the master, the vaulted ceilings, the kitchen is absolutely gorgeous. But I'd say the ones that are move-in ready are gonna be what a lot of you guys are looking for. If you added an RV garage into a floor plan like this, you're gonna be bumping up your price point quite a bit. For reference, in the whole valley, most of the time, if you want an RV garage, you're pretty much starting at $750,000 and above, which is why I love this community. It's one of the few houses in the whole valley, or at least the really popular suburbs, that has an RV garage for under $750,000, and for it to be in a community. Okay, we're at home number 2. Before we walk into that, I wanna just show you guys quickly. So, as I said, they have more affordable options. So like this house over here, they have in the $520,000 range. So obviously just a 2-car garage, but more of your typical single family home. And you guys will see it in the drone shots over here. But then they also have right here across the street, these townhomes in the $450,000 to $460,000 range. So as I mentioned, there's a lot of options in Cranefield to give a lot of you guys moving to Boise plenty of price points, plenty of options. If you don't necessarily need a house like this, but you still want some of these amenities like the fishing pond or the Boise River, the pickleball court, things like that for a really affordable price, it's good to know that you have that. But now we're gonna go into what I don't usually typically show. So this is gonna be a 3,100 square foot house. I really love the living room in here. You guys will see it right away, but thought it was a good one to show because a lot of you guys are moving here with families and you do need the bigger size house. And this is a good one for those of you who are in that boat. And before we go into this house, do just want to touch again on, as I mentioned, this is a channel where I'm trying to hopefully provide you guys value. So shoot me a comment down below, shoot me a text if you guys are watching on TV. I know it's kind of hard to type comments on the TV. With things that you guys wish that I would do in these videos, things that you really wish that you would have known, questions that you have. I'm here to provide you guys value and help you in moving to Boise, Idaho. And it's really my goal is to be a person of value, not just showing you beautiful homes and trying to sell you guys on Boise. I really want what's best for you. And part of that is if you shoot me a text or you shoot me a call and you want to work with me, you want help moving to Boise, I'm going to be the one that answers. It's my personal phone number that's up there. I'm going to be the one showing you houses, negotiating. I'm going to be the one doing all of that. I'm not just a transactional real estate agent either. I truly want to be friends, have relationships, and do what's best for you and not just sell you a house. So if you do shoot me a text, that's what you guys get. And I really hope to meet a lot of you guys and at the very least, hopefully provide you guys value through these videos. But we'll get into home number 2. A little bit different, and one reason I love this house is you don't have just the standard 2 bedrooms up front. You have a bedroom / office right here off the front. And again, these things like this wainscoting style kind of accent is not going to be something that's in a lot of their move-in ready homes. Just something to note there. But good sized room right off the front. You have the closet here. And what I like about this for a 2-story house of this size is they give you a full bath right off of the front. So you could kind of use this as an office / guest space. So when guests come to stay, they have their own room and they have their own full bathroom. And this will also give you guys some of their other finishes. You kind of have a little bit more of a masculine tile and backsplash there. Fully tiled walk-in shower right here off the front. So something cool to start off this house. And then my favorite part of this house, which I can't hide until the end, is just this kind of grand living area. You have 20-foot ceilings, so it's super grand in here. It feels really open. And as you can see, how they have this laid out is a really good outdoor entertainment. So there's a little duck right here, just sitting here. I don't know if you guys could see that in the video, but duck just flew away. But with these grand ceilings, you can see people up top, and when we get upstairs, there's some really cool things that they did with it that I'm excited to show you guys. But it really opens up everything, and if you have a built-in like this, makes it a cool space to entertain. And while we're out here, obviously we're in their model home, so their backyards are a little done up. But I'd say I've looked at a lot of their houses that are move-in ready. This is a pretty standard backyard for a lot of their houses, so they're not gonna have oversized lots in here. They do have some that are bigger, but for the most part, you're just gonna get a good sized backyard. Some of them can be a little bit smaller, but wanted to show you guys kind of what the backyards might look like if you did end up moving to a community like this. And now we'll head back inside. And as we're doing that, a little bit more on Star. So Star is getting a lot more expensive. And the reason for that is that it's a really popular place, especially for those of you moving to Boise. A lot of people wanted to come out to Star. A lot of you guys are still moving to Star. And that has really increased the cost of living in Star, which has caused people to kind of shift to Kuna. But I'd say a reason that it's so popular is things like the Boise River. It's also a small town while still being really close to places like Meridian, which is Boise's biggest suburb. So from here, we're about 15 minutes to Costco, Fred Meyer, Winco. There's a ton of restaurants around all of those grocery stores out in Meridian. You're 45 to 30 minutes from Boise. So for a lot of you in California or Seattle, that's not that far of a drive. For us locals, and as a Boise local almost my entire life, that's a really far drive. We're not used to that, but people moving here, it's not as big of a deal. So you can get the small town feel, you can get the Boise River while still being close to a lot of the amenities. I'd say one of the downsides is kind of your distance to those things for a lot of people. So for some people it's not as far, but for some they do want to be closer to places like the Village or places like Costco. And so you are a little bit farther, especially with hospitals. The closest hospitals are going to be in Eagle or Meridian, which can be 25 minutes away depending on traffic. So just some things to note there. And as we go through this house, I'll talk about it more, but here's the kitchen in this house. And again, this is a 3,100 square foot home. So for this kitchen to be smaller than the last house we looked at kind of shows how awesome that kitchen is in that 2,400 square foot single story. Whereas this one, it's a little bit smaller kitchen, which for some of you guys might not be as important, and you would rather have the square space and the openness, you know, in the bedrooms and things like that. And then right off here off the kitchen is the master bedroom. We'll take a look at that at the end, but want you guys to have an idea of where things are at. So it is nice to have the master on the first floor. I know that's something that most people do prefer. They prefer to have the master downstairs with all of the kiddos up top. And then one thing I hope I can show you guys, it's a little bit tough because when I'm walking up the stairs, you just get a big image of my butt walking up the stairs, but we'll have you guys see what it looks like walking up the stairs, because I love how they have this set up. It just looks really cool. So I'll get out of the way so you're not just staring at my butt, but I'll keep talking as the camera walks up the stairs. But I love how open the staircase is. And as you come around the corner, you can see down the living room. So kind of gives you two little view spots. And it's definitely just a unique way to kind of lay out a house, something that we don't see too often. And then once you get upstairs, up here, you have both of these little, overlooks onto the living area. So just kind of a cool setup. And I love that they gave you a ton of windows up here to really let in the natural light. You guys can probably see it's a nice day out and there's a ton of natural light in here. Then up top, this house has a really awesome flex space up here connected to a bathroom that we'll take a look at in a second, but really good flex space up here. And then I'll show you guys what I love that they did in this upstairs in this house is right here, they put some built-in, kind of a built-in desk space. They even gave you a stone countertop here, so you have granite quartz countertops. But nice little spot to do homework, have some storage here. You can put your games in there, or if you have school stuff, especially for those of you who want to homeschool. So a cool little thing that they did in this corner. And then they gave you plenty of room in here, makes it feel more open. And this upstairs is pretty unique. So you have kind of a junior / mother-in-law suite. So you guys can see how big this room is. And when we get to the second room, it might give you guys some ideas of why they did this, but you could do it as a junior or a mother-in-law suite where you have an oversized room. This could literally be a master bedroom in most houses. And then you have a full-size bath in here as well. So your junior suite style. But where we're gonna go into the second bedroom, it'll kind of give you guys an idea of what you could do. Is you can see this bedroom is oversized as well, but what they did is they gave you 2 twin beds. So if you wanted to, you could do both. And I'm of the opinion that kids can share rooms, and that's okay. If you have to put 2-3 kids in a room, they'll be all right, and I think it's good for them. So this is kind of how they have it set up, where you only have the 2 bedrooms up top, but you have plenty of room to put multiple kids in each bedroom. And then this is the Jack and Jill kind of bathroom up here for these 2 bedrooms. Okay, now we're back downstairs from the upstairs. I'm not gonna show you the garage, it'll be the same as the first house, but heading into the master, I'm gonna actually go through this way first. So laundry room here, and one thing I love about this floor plan is not only is the master down here, but the laundry is down here, and you get a sink, but most importantly, it connects right into your master closet, which is such a popular thing. And again, with Williams Homes, you guys can see built-in mirror. You get these kind of thicker built-in storage things in your closets. I love that they do this. Gives it a really nice look, and they're actually really sturdy, so nice. And then obviously goes right into the master bathroom. And one thing I loved about this floor plan too is you can see this little hallway right here. So you get some separation between your closet, laundry room, and your bathroom. Sometimes it's nice to have that separation versus just your closet being in your bathroom. And then this shower is kind of funny. It's a cool shower, but they definitely went full camo on you with the tile in the model. Obviously, if you buy some of their move-in ready homes, they won't have this. And if you build your own house, you can pick what it is. Toilet room's right here. You get the oversized standalone tub again with the window, and then your double vanity right here. And then we'll show you guys the master bedroom itself being oversized again. So room for chairs or a dresser. You have a king bed here. You get the nice kind of coffered ceilings, but they give you underlighting in this model home particular. So something you could do if you built with them. The nice light fixture in here. And a little bit more on Star as we finish up this house, it is a place that you do need to want to be in a small town, But the downside of it growing so fast is it is a little bit busier. So when you compare it to Kuna, Star is going to be a little bit more traffic heavy and kind of jam-packed because it is not only a small population town, but it's a small town because you're crammed in between the foothills and the Boise River. So there's only about 5 square miles of area that a lot of the communities are, and the roads haven't had the opportunity to grow at the same pace as the population. So it can get crowded, which does include the schools. There's only one elementary school out here. So a lot of those are even more packed, more kids per classroom than other parts of the valley. So things like that to know about. And it's a small town conservative city. So you're gonna see a lot of American flags out here. You're gonna see a lot of support first responders, support the blue out here, and a lot of people that live out here. They want people that feel and live that same way. So something to know about in a town like Star, but love this community, love Cranefield. And if you want a similar community that's not too far, but it's a little bit closer to Meridian, check out this video here. It's a video on Inspirado. And the house that I tour in there at the time was $560,000, I believe. They have dropped that price to $545,000, and it's an amazing deal. And a lot of people don't know how nice this community is gonna be. So check that video out. Look forward to meeting you.